Right, part one of trying to fix this old Ross dynamic radio. 10 transistors and it doesn't really work. Best you can get is a faint hissing from the speaker at maximum volume, but not much else. So do a very quick test. I've got a signal source set up at 600 Hertz, and we'll just try injecting that into the audio chain just to see where the issue lies. So find a suitable place to clip the ground on, one of these IF cans, if I can get a clip on, and another good place to go into. Let's try that again. Clip onto an IF can which does not want to stay on. Hard to do this one-handed. Clip is on, and if we go and inject a 600 Hertz signal around the potentiometer, get the right side. You hear nothing. We'll try the other side of it. You also hear nothing. Probably because my ground clip has fallen off. Reattach the ground clip and try again. So we're hearing 600 Hertz, so it suggests the audio stage of the radio is fine. So next step is see what the RF stage will do. While looking for somewhere else to inject a signal, I just spotted here a broken track. Doesn't seem to actually make the radio work when I push it back together, but I'll just touch that up with a soldering iron and see if that fixes the problem. Okay, just touched up that dodgy solder joint, which was here, so I can point to it, and it's actually made the radio wake up. Audio is still very, very low, but it's a good place to start from. So a bit more fault finding. It does have a couple of electrolytic capacitors that are long past their use by date, so I may just swap those out and see where that brings us. Okay, we're back again with this radio. I've taken out the first of the electrolytics. This was the easiest one to get at. Just measured it up. It's basically no longer a capacitor, it's just open circuit. 10 microfarad 6 volts, so I just replaced it with some stock 10 microfarad 25 volt. So the first one is in, just here. Hasn't actually improved the radio at all, but it can't hurt. So next step is pull this one out. It's the same 10 microfarad 6 volts, so it'll get replaced by the same part, and we'll continue the fault finding. Right, rejoining this radio again. Since the last shots, what I've done is gone through and retouched up most of the solder joints, reflowed a few, fixed a couple of that were definitely duff, and swapped out the final capacitor, which was also completely non-capacitive, and it's alive. We have a working radio. I've got the audio turned down quite low because at the moment it's discussing NHS and coronavirus and such like, and we don't need to talk about that now. Only really seems to be about 3 stations it can receive, but that's not surprising given my location. So I think I'll call this a win and put it back together. Well, as you may be able to hear, the radio is up and running. It's back in its case. Slight damage to the very top, but it's barely visible. Just over here. You can't actually close the case properly there now. But otherwise, all up and working. I added a new battery snap as this one was awful and corroded, and just did a couple more touch-ups of solder joints. A fun little project for an evening where I'm stuck inside. Thanks very much for watching.